Hello my lovelies, Rob here again from Kickback Garage. This is the last part of the series when I build the SST265. But do not worry, we're going to bolt this thing into a scooter soon and have a bit of a run. And in this video, I'm just going to finish off basically. Most notably, I'm going to concentrate on fitting the rear brake pads and rear hub, sorry. And if that is something you fancy having a watch of, then grab the coffee or maybe something stronger and I'll send the scooter over. And now it goes like this, doesn't it? Do, 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 do. Whamp, whamp. Yeah. Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Markerte det med regn, alle sprang I lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde falt I frak, for valgte du å dra. Hvem I faen kunne se den komme, da høsten tok over, sa vi hadde bradlet oss sommer.
Right, the reason why I'm gonna show you how to I'm gonna fit these brake pads in the hub is because some fella requested me doing this on a normal engine, and this is basically exactly the same as a standard Li type engine. Before I go over to that, I just want to have a look at this new fancy ignition from Ducati. One thing I noticed here is, apart from the fact it's got all these lovely little coils here, the one thing I noticed here is, I'm not sure if you can see that, I haven't got the correct bolts to fit this, but there's actually no slots in the starter. So all the timing is done electrochronically, which is pretty cool. So that's definitely something I'm gonna, when I fit this into the scooter, I'm waiting for the scooter incidentally. The lad who owns this, he's unfortunately ended up in lockdown in Oslo. So it might take a few weeks before I get the scooter down here. But anyway, the cool thing about this is that there's no slots, so everything's going to be electronic. So what I think I'll do when the scooter comes down, I'm going to do a fitting video of the front brake, the Casa Performance front brake. And I'm going to do a bit of a, when I get that on the road, I'm going to do a bit of a back-to-back on how that performs compared to the BGM disc brake. And I think I'll do a little bit of a fitting video for the electrics here, because it's slightly different than what I'm used to, so that should be really interesting. Right, over to the, I can move and talk. This is multitasking, by the way, moving the camera and talking at the same time. Wow. And drinking. This one, a brand new type of whiskey for me. Monkey, what's it called? The monkey butt. It's got a picture of a monkey's ass. Yeah, it's not really quite to my taste. It's it's got a very it's almost like a liqueur type taste. So I'm not really into that, to tell you the truth. I think I'll stick with Ardbeg in the future, but they were empty at the shop. Right, so this is the Li type brake system. Now, I just need to tighten up these brake posts. There is a difference between the GPDL and Li brake posts. The difference there, and actually the pads as well, the difference being the way that you fasten them to the post. So you can, if you want, you can fit Li brake pads to a GP and vice versa. The important thing being is that you'll have to change the posts and the brake cam and so why would you do that? I'm not sure, but anyway, the system that Rimini, Lambretta or Casa Performance has opted for is the Li system, and I'll show you the main difference once I've got these things bolted down. Come on, oh I've got my camera in the way basically, so it's a lot harder. And yeah, now after this video comes out, I should have something like in the region of over 3,000 followers, and I'm gonna have to move the camera because you're in the way, sorry about that. 3,000 followers, and I've got been sent quite a few questions the last couple of years about both me, Shrek, Kickback Garage, yeah, life in general. And if you want to add to those questions, then drop me a line on Messenger on Facebook, or even send me an email. My email is at the end of my, in my bio, as they say, on Facebook there. If you haven't got, not Facebook, sorry, on YouTube, if you haven't got, don't drink and drive, kids. Seriously, don't drink and drive. The link to my email address is on the bio of my YouTube page. That's what I was trying to say. There you go. So I'll just snug those down, like so. And this bit you ignore. This is a special part for Cast Performance engine block. And I got this nice shiny new brake cam. So I'm going to be fitting that first. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try and squeeze out. I think I'm going to have to do the old scissors here. I'm going to try and squeeze out the rest, the last bits of my grease, because this is a place I also like to use. Oh, it's metal. You're not going to cut that, Rob. This is a place I also like to use waterproof grease, because that's going to be sitting there for quite a while. The thing with the Cast Performance engine block, it doesn't have a bleed nipple, but it's not necessary. It was on the older scooters, but yeah, so it's probably a good tip to use some really nice marine grease so that it sticks in there in case you get some water ingress. So I'm just gonna get the shaft, and as you see on all brake cams, I did have another brake cam there as well somewhere, but anyway, what I was going to show you was they've got like a little indentation here in the middle, so I like to pack that with grease, so anything that's like sort of extra will be squeezed out, but you still got a little bit of nice film with grease in there. I had quite a bit in that actually. Let's and when you're fitting Li type brake actuators, what's this called? Oh, it's terrible. But anyway, when you fit these Li type ones, they're punched, and normally on the side they're punched, but this is a Casa lambretta item, and it's punched there. And this punch mark actually means it's really hard to get shiny stuff in my camera. But anyway, this punch mark, that has to face to the top, and that's got to do with the angle of the head itself on the top here. So I'm going to fit that there, and before I squish it all the way down, I'm going to take away the excess grease, because grease and brake pads don't really go that well together, do they? So there you go. Just give that a bit of a whap. See if I can. Oh, it's been a little bit of a bugger. There you go. Do you fellas, while I'm doing this, ladies and gentlemen, do you follow Rick Rebuilds 2? That's my question. He's a YouTuber. He's on his first lambretta, so he's sort of waving around in the dark there, trying to figure stuff out. And he does ride-out videos and stuff like that. And I really find his videos really entertaining. I'm not sure what it is with him, old Mr. Rick there. It's probably got something about the accent, because he's got quite a strong northern accent, he has. And I just find his stuff really entertaining. So if you don't follow him, go and have a look at his videos. I think he's really, really funny. Yeah, that was my daily plug. And obviously, if you don't follow Steve the Steel Weasel, go and do that as well, because he's a nice chap. Right. I don't really plug internet channels or YouTube channels that are professionals, because they're professionals. They do it for a job. I just plug the lads like me, amateurs, just doing it in our free time, just because we think it's a bit of fun. So on the back side of this, you have an O-ring, a little shim, and a clip that you put on there. Just make sure it's got free movement, basically, once you put it in there. I can fit this afterwards. So what I'm going to do, what I like to do with the brake pads is I like to use copper paste on on all the pivot points, and that by that I mean on the brake cam itself here. Just dab, and I like to use it on the brake posts as well. Like so. And then I have got the pads. These are a lot easier to fit than Vespa pads. You just have to hook in the spring here, like so. And ease it over the posts. If I can get it on there, please. I sort of try and line it up. Just line it up with the cam there so it can ease it on a little bit easier. Like so. There you go. Slot that on over there. I might have to give it a bit of a tap. And actually, I might have to use a screwdriver or something just to prise it over the cam hat here. There you go. The main difference between the LI type that I'm fitting here and the GP type, I probably mentioned this earlier in the video, but is basically, apart from loads of other stuff, is the way that you fasten these. On the LI type, you use this plate here. This is a nice machined stainless steel one, it looks like. And you've got this like spring plate. I'm pretty sure the spring plate is supposed to sit this way, so that it gives a little bit of pressure and it holds the pads down. Also give them a little bit of movement, I suppose. I'm not sure how that works, but that's life. And use this circlip on the top. But these posts are machined to, or made at least, to fit this system. If you're struggling to get this on, then you might find that your posts are the GPDL type, and they just use sort of a W-shaped wave, what's it called, spring clip that you clip on, but the groove is a lot bigger for that one. Let's see if I can just pop those on. Don't we hate circlips? It's just so old-fashioned. There we go. And then I'm going to try and ease on the next one. I'll have to fight this springy bit first. Let's see if I can get it on there. Ease it on. Don't be a pain, please. Don't be a pain. Don't be a pain. It's being a pain. It's being a pain in the bum. I've only got 2 of these, so if this pings off somewhere, I'm in trouble. Get in the groove, get into the groove, what you gonna prove? Bit of Madonna for you. Right, so what I want to do now is just check the actuation. On the case, you can just ease the brake on pivot. Whoa. Exciting stuff. So now it's a case of fitting the hub. Now I haven't got the old type hub, as you know. I've got the octopus type, and that means I don't have the cone to contend with. I just want to see if it's rubbing, which it isn't. Nope, it's not rubbing. Let me tighten this down so we can see if it's rubbing or not. Right, well, I've tightened down the hub, and I have a high spot, which is pretty normal. It stops there. So this is going to be interesting to see if a tool that the lad who owns this engine has bought. So I can see if we can sort that out. So this is the beauty, really, of the Octopus hub. One of the lovely things is you can just, once you've loosened the nut, you can just pull it straight off. Just like a Vespa. Right, so what the lad has, I can't see where the high spots are. What I've found in the past, sometimes the actual pad length is a little bit too long, but it's quite normal because these don't sit completely central. And when you've got brand new brake pads and a brand new hub, then they can be a little bit tight. And I reckon this was a little bit tight somewhere here. So what I'm going to try and use is this. This is a tool. It's basically, I think it was quite expensive, so I'm glad I didn't buy this myself. And as you can see, it's not exactly round. So it's important when I use this that I drag it all the way around. But what it basically is a pipe clamp with a handle on it. And if you can see, when you tighten it more, it actually gets more oval. But it might just do the trick. And a lot easier than some of the skimming tools to use. So we'll see how that works. And what they've done, they have glued sandpaper on the inside here. And I'm going to see if I can... So I'm going to back that off a little bit. There you go. So I can get it on there. There you go. Do I not need to back it off more? My goodness. But this was bought off Tino Sacchi from Casa Lambretta fame. He saw this on YouTube. No, not on YouTube. He saw this on Facebook and bought one of these. I'm not sure how good this is going to be, to tell you the truth, because it's not really round, but it might help me. Let's see what we're doing. So what I think the trick of this is actually to make sure you get it all the way around. And it's jamming itself. Oh, please work, please work. I just so want this to work because it's such a simple little device. And I can actually... Exciting to see if this works, eh? I actually got a high spot right in the middle, it seems. So I'm going to drag this around a few times. Hopefully moving just enough material so that I can fit the hub without... It's quite hard actually. I saw the YouTube video, it looks dead easy, but it's... See how this works, eh? That's loosened up already. Obviously don't want to take too much off. So what I'm going to do now is I remove the tool. I've got loads of brake dust here now. So I'm going to fire up my compressor and blow this clean. Hey, that's nice. It's definitely done the job. It's not dragging. Brilliant. So the last thing you have to do here is obviously you have to fit the brake cam. I have to torque this down to 114 Newton meter, if I'm not mistaken. And I have to fit if I can find it, fit this plate here. Now, the annoyance with this system is that if you want to use all 3 screw holes, ooh, that's a bit too far. If you want to use all 3 screw holes, you can find that they're not lined up. And what you have to do is take the hub off and move it a couple of splines so that when you've torqued it down, you line it up with all the holes. So a little bit of faffing about. Right, so as you can see, if I tip the camera up a little bit, I'll do a bit of the magic zoom. You can see I've torqued it down to 100 Newton meter. And I was hoping that I could just tighten it up by hand, just so I got the holes to line up with the holes on the hub and on the plate. But alas, this is just out. So I think what I have to do, basically, is take off the hub, and I have to move it, I think probably about 3 splines to the left once I've removed it, so they can get all these holes to line up. So, ladies and gents, that is what the hub looks like when it's bolted down. You've got these 3 securing grub screws and a plate, and that's job's a good one. So hopefully when you see this engine again, we will be fitting it into an Italian DL 150, which looks really smart actually. He's been sorting that out, my old man Audun, and if we're really lucky, it could probably stay down for the weekend, and it can give me a hand, and maybe I can do one of those sort of collaboration videos, because I know that lad there, he is not camera shy. Oh, right, well, so before I let you go, I just want to say massive thank you to all those who support the channel, either by buying me a coffee or grabbing the old merch there. It's really good quality, so if you fancy a Kickback Garage t-shirt or something, go and have a look at my webshop. It's quite good, and it really does help the channel, seriously. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll be sticking this in, well, not hopefully, but in the next time you see this engine, we are going to be sticking this in the scooter. We'll be fitting the Casa Performance front disc brake, and we'll be going for a Blatt. And there's no way I'm letting this thing go before I've had a little go of it. I'm actually on the fence on selling one of my scooters and maybe buy. That's a subject for another time. So I'll love you and leave you, and yeah, ta-ra. Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Markerte det med regn, alle sprang I lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde falt I frak, for valgte du å dra. Hvem I faen kunne se den komme, da høsten tok over, sa vi hadde bra til oss sommer.